I'm legally insane, and you're watching bonus episode 4 of my 69 Xbox 360 game prices that are going up.
69.
Those of us that are seasoned collectors know that it is still early days. I've been screaming from the hilltops for 2 years straight that the Xbox 360 prices, even to this day, are still cheap. You can get rare games, uncommon games, games that may continue to go up in the future, games for rock bottom prices. In the future, they will look back at these prices and say, holy hell, those were cheap games. Because that's how it works with every single console before the 360. This is the last great generation. And in this generation of rare games, they also didn't do reprints. Okay? They're reprinting PS3 games. They ain't reprinting 360 games. They ain't reprinting PS2 games. They ain't reprinting N64, NES, Super Nintendo games. Okay? So this was one of the last, if not the last, great generation. We'll see how the future looks back upon the 360 PS3 era. But I got a list of new games for you here today. Let's find out what I got. Bonus number one for this episode. We got Naughty Bear Gold Edition. This is an interesting one, because this was on my original list of 69 games, and I took it off the list. As I was making the videos and releasing the games, I was constantly changing things. I would go back and cross a game out and change it with something else. You know, have a second guess. Because when you only have 69, I was also trying to mix it up with games that were very cheap versus a little bit more expensive games. I wanted a wide variety of genres. So I was constantly changing the list when I felt it was a wise move to do so. And I took this one off for a reason, which we'll circle back to why and why I regret it. So in this game, you play as a teddy bear. You're living in a universe where everyone is teddy bears. There's no blood or guts in this game. It's meant to be humorous in that regard. There is only fluff inside of a teddy bear. The game itself is an action game, stealth elements similar to Manhunt or Hitman. They most often compared to those type of games, Destroy All Humans type of a game. So if you like Manhunt, you like Hitman, you would definitely like this game. Remember, this is the Gold Edition, Naughty Bear Gold Edition. This has the DLC. This is the must-own copy and the much rarer copy. This game came out in 2010, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 2011. The OG came out in 2010. The OG is worthless. Avoid that one like the plague. The DLC does add 3 new episodes, so new levels, 3 new weapons, and also new multiplayer modes, although I doubt anybody is still playing this game online. So before I pull up the chart, let me tell you why I took this game off of the list. This was on the original list. I took it off at the time, which I was mistaken, because there's a PlayStation 3 version that's better than this version, and exclusive to the PlayStation. So PlayStation has a Naughty Bear Gold Edition. PS3 has a Naughty Bear Gold Edition. Same game, get it for whatever console you want. But the PlayStation 3 has another game. So the Gold Edition came out in 2011. The OG came out in 2010. And the Double Trouble version came out in 2012. So 3 years straight, they were constantly releasing a new version of the same freaking game. This is probably the rarest version. And I thought that this one had So this is 2 games in one. This has Naughty Bear Gold Edition on it. Okay, that's why I took it off the list, because I thought no one would want this version. They would automatically go for this one because it also comes with a second full game called Trouble in Paradise, if I remember correctly. But I was mistaken, because guess what? That sequel that they released is a download-only code. It's not on the disc. I didn't know that at the time, so I took it off. I said, who would buy this game? Why would you buy this one when you have it here and you get a second bonus game? And I didn't realize that at the time. I'll show you. So it comes with... Oh, Panic in Paradise is what it's called. Panic in Paradise. Naughty Bear Panic in Paradise. I'm hiding the code from you. Although it's likely already been used anyway. But that's what it came with, and so I was vastly mistaken. So here's the chart here, and as proof that I was mistaken, this thing has not stopped going up since it bottomed in roughly 2018. When most 360, PS3, and Nintendo Wii games did bottom. 2018, straight line up. Except for this one parabolic move, which I do want to discuss real quick, because a lot of 360 games had parabolic moves in the summer of 2024, when YouTube was at its peak, pushing the 360 content. People were searching for 360 content. Everything was Xbox 360. Because the marketplace was closing, and a lot of untrained collectors, untrained YouTubers, were suggesting that the only reason the Xbox 360 prices were going up was because the store was closing, not understanding that the prices were already going up well before the store shut down. The store shutdown was nothing more than a trigger event to trigger or accelerate what was already happening. And what I want to point out on this chart, because this is a great example, it had that parabolic move up. Nothing goes straight up. Nothing goes straight down. Meaning it can't just go straight up forever. What do you think it was going to do? Go straight up to $500? Straight line up? I don't think so, buddy. Video games share similarities with stocks. It's all driven by the same thing. It's called supply and demand. What I want to point out is it had that parabolic move, and then it tapered off, and it was looking for a bottom. It looks like it did find a bottom at roughly $40. Now, we'll see if this is the actual bottom. You know, this chart is still moving, but it definitely found support around that $40 level for 2 or 3 months in a row. October, November, December all had heavy support at about $40. So this parabolic move, actually, pretend that never happened, because that was a trigger event that caused that. But the market would correct to where it should have been to begin with, and that's what the market did. So pretend that never happened and just continue drawing this line up, this diagonal line, as if the parabolic move never occurred. It's just gone from 2023 levels, $22, and doubled today to $43. Just pretend it never even hit $65, $69. So let's talk about the gameplay itself for a minute, because this game was bashed to hell when it came out. So you might be wondering, well, why is the price going up? I remember that game, and that game sucks. Well, I'll tell you why it's going up in a minute. But basically, it takes place in the 1980s. You're living in Teddy Bear Land, and the storyline is you were not invited to a birthday party where all the other teddy bears are going. You're not invited to the teddy bear picnic. And so now you're going out. You're a sociopath. You're a psycho, legally insane psycho, and now you're gonna go kill every single teddy bear on the island. It's basically your objective, and the whole purpose of the game is to kill them in the most brutal ways imaginable, right? So you're supposed to use the environment, use your stealth, to sneak up on your teddy bears and, throw them into a fire pit, cut their electrical power out, have them come and try to repair it, and then smash their faces into the electric panel, or whatever it may be. There's a million ways to kill these teddy bears, but your objective is to score points and how you kill them. So you want to strike fear into the teddy bears and you want to torture them. You don't want to just go in and kill them, hack them to death. You want to instill as much fear and torture as possible. And if you torture them enough, they'll actually kill themselves just to end the torture. So I wrote down some of the reviews it got just to give you an example, because it was really bad. IGN gave it a 3 out of 10, Eurogamer 4 out of 10, GameSpot 5.5 out of 10, and what's this last one? Oh, Official Xbox Magazine 7 out of 10. But you can kind of ignore the, Official Xbox Magazine is like your Nintendo Power equivalent. So generally they would give games a slightly higher review. But here's what I remember of this game. I remember when the game first came out, I remember it being popular. I don't think it's a particularly common game, the Gold Edition in particular, and I think it's gaining a cult following as it ages. It's very unique. It's something like this has never been done before. Visually, I always thought it looked great, and it's just a unique, funny concept. Like, would they even release something like this nowadays? It's basically like The Punisher or Manhunt, but with teddy bears. I would gander to say maybe the reviews were a little bit too harsh, because obviously people are picking this game up, and they've been picking it up for years. More and more collectors want this in their collections, or the price would not be going up. Next up, we got a really interesting hidden gem that you might not have known about. Shockingly, to this day, a lot of people still do not know about this game. Monster Madness Battle for Suburbia. And now, hold on. I know what you might be thinking. You might be thinking, well, wait a minute. I know all about that game, buddy. And that game sucks. Well, for starters, it doesn't suck. But secondly, even some games that might suck, they still go up in value. And you can pick it up today for cheap. You could have picked up Naughty Bear for $10. You could have picked it up for $20. Back to Monster Madness. This is a very interesting gem. 4-player co-op. Okay. With system link capabilities up to 16 players. That's important if you ever want to do a link cable setup. Blur can go up to 20 players. That's like a life goal of mine, bucket list. Actually do that one day with Blur. 20 players racing. This game came out in 2007, published by South Peak. They publish good games. Every now and then they publish a hidden gem like Velvet Assassin. This game is the spiritual successor, so the unofficial sequel to Zombies Ate My Neighbors for the Super Nintendo. So the official sequel is Ghoul Patrol, and the unofficial sequel in the 3D world is Monster Madness. This is a 3D top-down view, twin-stick shooter with a lot of focus on hand-to-hand combat as well. The game also has RPG elements, meaning you will, as you play throughout the levels, you will be finding resources, finding items to upgrade your weapons. And the rarest items are going to be hidden. You're going to have to search. You're going to have to do some exploration. Originally, I also had this on my original 69, and I took it off. And I think I made a good call taking it off. And I'll get to that. I'll get to why. Let's look at the chart. Chart looks good. So you might be wondering, well, why'd you take that off? Did you not think it would go up? I thought it would go up, but I didn't necessarily think it would go up anytime soon or in any significant manner. And I was a little bit mistaken because, again, this is a slow and steady straight line up. This ain't going to $500. But basically, you can wake up and you can say, I'd like to pay $10, 10 USD. And then you wake up all of a sudden, it's $20. And then maybe a couple years later, it's $30. I mean, if you want to pay 30, be my guest. 30 USD, be my guest, buddy. Right now, you can get it for about 25 Canadian. But this type of game, you could very well wake up one day and it's going to be 35 or 45. And if you might be saying, well, why would I care if it used to be $10 in 2020? Right? The high of 2020, $10. Why should I care if it's $20 today or $15? Let's even say it was only 15. It's trading at about 17, 18 bucks. Let's just say it was 15. Okay, well, over that course of time, did your salary increase by 50%? Because that's a 50% rise, and in this case, it's an 80% rise. So if you like paying 80% more for games that you wanted to purchase and put in your collection, be my guest. Go and pay 80% more. But those of us that have brains and haven't fried over half of our brain cells, we like to pay for these games for as cheap as possible. We don't want to pay $50. We don't want to pay $100 for games that are going to be $100 in the future. We want to get them for as cheap as possible today because I don't have $200 to go buy that other rare game over there. Right? I don't have 150 Canadian dollars to pay for Operation Darkness. I don't have it. Or I mean, I do, but I don't want to. But maybe you don't have it. I bought my entire collection when it was cheap. I was buying a lot of these games from the frickin' pawn shops when they were worthless. So chart looks good, but here's the thing. Here's the kicker, guys. The reason I took it off the original list is because there's actually a PlayStation 3 version of a different name, but it's actually the same game. Monster Madness Gravedigger, Monster Madness Battle for Suburbia. And this is supposed to be the better version. Oh, I do want to mention one thing. A lot of people complained about the difficulty of this game, but it's really not that difficult. I don't know why they're complaining. This is the new and improved version. So this game got a lot of complaints about controls and other issues, and the developers listened. So this version includes major improvements on the game, such as reworked cameras, a new tight control scheme, and full online co-op accessibility for the adventure mode. That's interesting. Now, you know, you might not be able to get anyone to play that today, but it would have been cool back in the day, as well as 25 all-new challenge modes. So this is the definitive version. PlayStation 3 is the definitive version, which is why I'm shocked that the price of this one's going up. Because have a look at this. The PS3 version is actually worth less, which is really shocking. But anyways, I thought I'd point that out. So if you're actually interested in this game, you might want to consider getting the PS3 version. And just be aware that this is not the type of game that I would ever foresee necessarily going to $100 Canadian, but at the same time, anything is possible. A lot of games that no one ever predicted would go up in value actually do end up becoming expensive games in the future. For those that are new to this, the various game prices and collecting videos that I do, we do this because I'm training collectors, or us collectors are getting together to try and find out what games we can get today for cheap before the frickin' price goes up, because we want the games. But the point is that you should only buy games that you actually want in your collection, that you want to play, or that you want in your collection for one reason or another, right? You're not going to buy this game thinking, oh, I'm going to sell this and retire off of it. That's not why people are buying this. Like the non-collectors, they don't understand. They think that people are trying to trade these like stocks. That's not what we're doing. We're buying them for cheap, and just like any collectible, it's nice to have the value go up rather than down. You know, if I'm going to buy a comic book or a Pokemon card, Magic the Gathering booster box, I would like to know that the value of my cards are going to go up and not down. I don't want to pay $20 for something and know that it's only going to be worth 50 cents. Who does that? Who does that? Like, why are you even buying collectibles? A collectible is supposed to go up in value. Okay, next up we got one of my personal favorites. Another game that I had on the original list and I took it off. 007 Bloodstone, or Bloodstone 007, sorry. This is not based on a movie, but it is a movie. In fact, that's the best way to describe this game. Actually, you are playing out an original 007 movie with the original actor. I forget his name. I want to say Daniel Craig. I'm going to have to look this one up because... Is that the guy's name? Yeah, here it is. Bloodstone features the voices and likeness of Daniel Craig. So that is his name. I'm not a movie buff, so I don't really follow the movies. But this game takes place in between the actual James Bond movies Quantum Solace, which came out in 2008, and Skyfall, which came out in 2012. And by the way, I saw Skyfall in theater. That was a hugely successful movie. Astronomically successful. What I remember of Skyfall is that it was the talk of the town. Anyone who saw that movie was immediately telling friends and family, go see Skyfall. It revived the franchise. But this is a movie in the form of a video game. It is a third-person shooter with stealth elements, so it takes a various, similar to Gears of War, similar to Splinter Cell, that type of thing. What you need to know about this game, though, is that it was mostly ignored from by the market. They thought they were going to get way more sales than they actually got. Okay, you guys don't understand. They had planned a sequel. They were so confident in this game, they were already planning a sequel, which quickly got canceled because it didn't sell good. And it also didn't get that great of reviews either. In fact, let's pull up the reviews and I'll prove it to you. But before I show you the reviews, I just want you to understand it got bad reviews at the time, but now it's gaining every single month and year that passes. This game is gaining a cult following because it is actually one of the best games on the entire console. And I need to upgrade my version because this version's really not in good condition. I'm very picky about condition for my games. Okay, so check out these reviews. I mean, there's a lot of solid 5s right off the bat. Destructoid, 5 out of 10. Edge, 5 out of 10. Eurogamer, 5 out of 10. Game Informer and GameSpot, okay, these people actually know what they're talking about because a 7.5 is a pretty good rating for this game. IGN, 5 out of 10. Wow, that's insane to even think about somebody giving this a 5 out of 10. It was never bad. Wow. Yes, some 7s. Mixed reviews. I mean, we can leave it at that. Mixed reviews. Here we can see the game had a Wave 1 move, perhaps around that COVID era, we'll say. The Wave 1, just like all games, you know, it bottomed in either 2018 or 2019. In this case, technically speaking, it was 2019. Had a Wave 1 move up until it hit its peak in 2022, so about a 2-year move. Slow and steady, wild swings, but that's still a clear trend higher. Higher highs and higher lows. See, look, hit a high, 1937, came off, made another move even higher. That's a higher high. This low here is a lower low from the previous lows, right? Came back down, retested roughly that same level, dipped a little bit below. So a little bit of support at roughly $15. Came back up, made another even higher high, dipped back down, but the low was never as low as the previous low. So it never quite dipped back down to $15. And then on its next leg up, it made an even higher high. And it looks like it may have maybe bottoming out at $20 USD right now. This could be the next higher low. And this could also end up being a support line, which was previous resistance. See this line over here? That's resistance. It's not able to break above $20. Slow and steady riser. The point is that the game is underrated. It's a hidden gem because it didn't get the respect it deserves. It's not rare. It's sold good. They printed a lot of copies, but it's not exactly super common either. And it's becoming more sought after. So common games, this type of game could easily go to $50. So the point is, if you want the game, which I highly recommend it. Like, this is a must-own game in my opinion. Very underrated. I love the driving scenes. In fact, if you took out the driving scenes, to be honest, I might not personally have enjoyed the game as much. For whatever reason, I really like the driving scenes. You're doing a lot of car driving, but you can also drive other vehicles like a boat. Okay, my favorite level, the boat. The boat is the first vehicle that you get. I really enjoy. It's a short level, but I had fun with it. Okay, and the graphics are pretty dang good, at least during the driving sequences. I always thought they were blow your balls off, peak 360. Let me prove to you right now that the reviews that I showed you earlier were not accurate. These are the reviews from GameFAQ, and these were made by real gamers, not fake gamers that a lot of the mainstream reviewers / reviews are. They're not always made by real gamers. Okay? The passionate people, the passionate gamers, the authentic gamers, the people who aren't just playing a game, if they even played the freaking game. These like IGN reviewers and these other top review companies, a lot of times I don't even think they freaking play the game. Or they barely play the game. Well, the people that are going to come on a GameFAQ and write up a review that they ain't getting paid for, these people know what they're talking about and they're passionate about it. Whether they give it a high score or a low score, they're on there for a reason because they're passionate about the score that they're going to give this game. And as you can see, a couple of solid 8 out of 10, 9 out of freaking 10, 8 out of 10, and another 9 out of 10. Ranges from back in the day, 2011, when this would have been a brand new game, 2010, 2011, to more modern reviews, 2024. This guy's giving it a 7. Hey, says entertaining but forgettable, PC version. Well, buddy, quit playing the PC version. There's your first problem. Get with the times, buddy. Get on the console with an Xbox 360 controller in your hand. Put the disc in the console yourself. Then you play the game and tell me what you thought about the dang game. But we can ignore this PC Master Race guy over here. Look at this guy. No, where'd it go? 2019. Here we go. This guy knows what he's talking about. Oh, it's DS version. Hey, well, frig, man. DS version is probably good too. Look at this. 9 out of 10. Let's go with this guy's review. Oh, here we go. I already know. I speed read this and I already know what he's saying. As we all know, most Bond games plain suck. Let's not deny it. Well, he's right. The only good ones are GoldenEye 007 and From Russia with Love, respectfully. Fortunately, Bond fans have been rewarded for their patience. This guy has never spoken truer words in any review ever written. In the form of 007 Bloodstone, like an unofficial movie until the next one comes out, this installment in the series is well worth the wait. I'm already in love with this guy. He knows. The point is, a game like this can slowly creep up until you wake up one day and instead of trading at 22 USD, all of a sudden it's $30. And that's 50% increase. It's not a small amount. And when that happens, you're going to wake up and you're going to wish you paid 20. The same way people in 2020 could have paid $11 are waking up today and saying, why is this game $22? Recent sold listings fluctuate quite heavily. CIB 1650, did that include shipping though? $25 down here, $10 working. That might have been, this guy's either an idiot, might have been an auction, or the shipping price is really high. $31, what is this, US or Canadian? US, wow. $30, $30, 22, $30, couple of $30 sold listings. To $30 down here again. $30, holy heck, man. $40 over here. Rich man over here. What the hell's going on over here? $40, like new. I always tell you guys, I've said a million times in my videos, if you have a mint condition copy, do not sell it for market value. Increase the price. Take good pictures of it. Look at how good this guy's pictures are. Make sure you have good lighting, and I know I struggle with that myself. This guy's letting you know your target market at that point is a collector, and you can charge a premium and somebody will pay it. Game case is brand new. Wow, look at that. I would have bought this myself. That's $57, $60 Canadian for this game. That's insane. But man, look at the condition. Wow. That's absolutely incredible. Speaking of movie games, I want to talk about one more. I was going to cut the video short. I decided, wait a minute. Now's the perfect time to bust out the Bourne Conspiracy. And there's a lot of different variants out there as well, by the way. This is the coupon variant. There's also ones with various DLC. I have the movie coupon. So I don't know how many variants there are. There's like 2 or 3 at least. I'm going to say 3 variants out there. I've seen one that comes with a weapons pack. Whole bunch of variants. Maybe, probably they were exclusive to whatever vendor. Walmart probably had one. Target, EB Games. Who knows? It doesn't say what was exclusive to who. But if you're a collector, make sure that you get one of the variants and make sure that it has the accessories. So if you're going to get the coupon variant, you're going to want the coupon. And you might have to pay a premium for that too. This game here came out in 2008, if I'm not mistaken. So in this game, you do follow the movie. It is a third-person shooter, again, just like 007. Very similar. And just like 007, this game has a lot of stealth mechanics to it. So you're supposed to play stealthy, perhaps a lot more stealth, emphasis on stealth in the Bourne Conspiracy than there is in Bloodstone. It's not rare. It's not rare. Okay, let's get that out of the way. This isn't something that has super low print run. I'm sure it had a large print run. It's been cheap for a long time, but the price is creeping up, and it will continue to creep up because this is what you call, or quickly becoming a cult classic. This game would have been ignored by the average person back in the day. You got to understand, movie game, who was buying or wanting to even go near a movie game during this time period? Most movie games suck. Have you ever played Jumper? I freaking love the movie Jumper. That game sucks. So I think this particular game was mostly ignored by the market, and the reviews are somewhat telling of that. Although, strangely enough, it didn't get bad reviews like 007. It got mixed to positive reviews. So we're talking 6.75 out of 10 from Game Informer, 3 out of 10 from Destructoid. Wow, okay, some of these people gave really bad reviews, actually. 4 out of 10 from Edge, 5 out of 10 from Eurogamer, but there are some more realistic ones too. Xbox Official Magazine, 7.5, GameSpot, 8 out of 10. That should be probably where it's probably a solid 8. I think that's a fair review. These are the paid slash fake gamer reviews, because the real gamers, the real passionate people, they know they're always going to give you the real evidence, the real numbers. And once again, I like to go to GameFAQ. I find that these are genuine reviews played by people that genuinely played this game start to finish. And these are reviews from back in the day when this came out. The lowest, okay, somebody did give it a 5. Well, let's ignore that. Oh, 2021. This guy gave it a 5 out of 10 in 2021? Broken fighting mechanics in a game with lots of fighting. Wow, buddy. That's a brutal score. But everybody else, the lowest was a 7. And we're talking all the way up to a 10. An amazing masterpiece of a game that fills in the blanks and is a must-have for any Born fan. Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay. It follows the movie more so than the book, just so you know. Perfect blend of shooting and fighting. 9 out of 10. Oh, here we go. 2024 review. A surprisingly decent sleeper hit. If that doesn't say all you need to know about this game, I don't know how to help you. There's one other thing. You need to know what the chart looks like. Because this is currently trading for about 16, 17 Canadian dollars. Going for about 12 USD. What's that? 11.49, 12 USD. But just like most games, yeah, bottom. Okay, flatline 2018. It's just been flat for years and years and years. At its first phase up, we'll call that the COVID Wave 1 move, the trigger event for Wave 1. And as you can tell, after the supposedly, everyone's at the time was saying, oh, the prices are only up because of COVID. They're going to come back down after. No, they're not. COVID was nothing more than a trigger event for something that would have happened without COVID. I've said that a million times. You people are going to be waiting your entire life and then some before this goes back down to 2018 pricing. Okay? You're never going to get it for 2018 pricing. You think you're going to get this for $4.53? I don't think so. What's going to happen is you're going to end up seeing this thing double to $20, and then you're going to wake up one day, it's going to be 25 USD. I would say it might end up bottoming at what was previously the high and resistance, which is about 10 USD. That would be fair to say that you would never get this for less than 10 USD again, roughly. Yeah, look at this. A lot of sold listings, $10, $10. 7 probably didn't include shipping though. 14, this is USD, $10. 10 to $15 all day. $15. Basically round up $15 all day. $15, $15. That's USD. What's that Canadian? Yeah, $20, $20. $20 all day. 21, 35. Oh, pristine. Oh, pristine, authentic. What did I tell you guys about condition? Yet again, like new. This guy's advertising it like new. Have a good description. Professionally cleaned and tested. Dang, man. I mean, I would not have bought this one. It's not even a variant. But the point is, somebody wanted it, right? I don't want it. I'm not paying that. This is just a very slow and steady riser. The point is, if this is a game that you might be interested in, which you should be, if you're into third-person shooters, this is a must-own game in any collection. But just be aware that it's not rare. It's not going to go to $100 anytime soon. But it might double in price from the price that you see right now today. And I'm telling you, because it happened to me many times in the past until I finally learned, if you want a game and you know it's cheap, pick it up because it ain't getting any cheaper. Guys, don't forget, I do have a link to the Xbox 360 rap video that I made down below in the description. I also have a link to the song. It is available on iTunes. Check that one out. I recommend going cruising for chicks downtown, right behind the 7-Eleven. Park your car behind the 7-Eleven, right behind the dumpster. That's where your mother is. I recommend cranking that on max. Put two 69-inch subwoofers in the back of your trunk. Crank it on max. I'm telling you, good things are going to happen.
Xbox 360 prices going up, but we ain't stressing, gon' fill up our cups. Buy low and sell high, that's the game we play. Co-op with your mom every single day, cause the Xbox 360 prices going up, but we ain't stressing, gon' fill up our cups. Buy low and sell high, that's the game we play. Co-op with your mom every single day. Blitz the league, driver saying friend. I'm on a spree, but I ain't paying 100 grand. Darkest the days, even King Kong. Blood on the sand, I've been 50 all along. I got a need for speed, I've been the most wanted. Every game on me, IGN top 100. Playing co-op with who else but your mom. Xbox 360, the GOAT going strong. Xbox 360 prices going up, but we ain't stressing, gon' fill up our cups. Buy low and sell high, that's the game we play. Co-op with your mom every single day, cause the Xbox 360 prices going up, but we ain't stressing, gon' fill up our cups. Buy low and sell high, that's the game we play. Co-op with your mom every single day. Xbox 360 prices going up, but we ain't stressing, gon' fill up our cups. Buy low and sell high, that's the game we play. Co-op with your mom every single day, cause the Xbox 360 prices going up, but we ain't stressing, gon' fill up our cups. Buy low and sell high, that's the game we play. Co-op with your mom every single day.
Facts.